the shortest and the longest string in the given input box. So I give here the longest word and the short. And as you can see, the shortest word is printed in the shortest input box and the longest word is printed in the longest input box. This is done in the function here. So when I press this check button, this function is called string length, and the value from the id input text is taken and stored in the value string, that is the longest string. And I split these two words using this condition, space condition, and the split method, and save it in an array strings. It defaults returns a string. Then I randomly give a min and max value and a variable min and max to keep the index. Then I for loop to the strings array, and I check each word length, and if it's less than the minimum, I update the new minimum and index value is changed. If it's greater than the new minimum, then I update the value of the new minimum and the new max value is changed. And at the end, I get the minimum string and the maximum string, and I print those using the value keyword in the id shortest, which is this, and the id longest, which is this. Then next is to calculate the BMI. I give the weight as 60 and the height as 1.6, and I calculate the BMI. As you can see, these words are converted into float. Initially, when you give any value inside a text box, it is by default a string, and if I add a string, I get concatenation. So I convert them into float, and I calculate the BMI value using the formula weight by height square, and go through this conditions. If it's less than or equal to 18, greater than 18, or less than 25, it's underweight, and so the conditions. So the value is calculated and the condition is checked, and the new value is printed using the inner HTML. Since I'm using a span tag, it's a HTML tag, it's a block element, so not block element, inline element. Then grow. So I give the sorry, okay, fine. Then I give the number of rows as 3 and number of columns of 2, and I'm gonna print from a number of 3 and number of 2, and I'm gonna print a garden. So I take these values from the row and column input box and convert them into int, and I keep a variable app count 0. Initially the apple count is 0 and orange count is 0. The total is equal to the rows into the columns, and the max is the maximum probability that it should not be greater, because both should have the equal probability, and divide it by 2 and save it in max. Then I go to the for loop and generate two numbers, that's 0 and 1. If it's a 0, I say it's an apple and increase the apple count. If it's a 1, I say it's an orange and increase the orange count. If it's an apple and the apple didn't exceed its maximum limit, I print an apple. And if it's the same with the orange, if it's an orange, if it didn't exceed the maximum limit, I print an orange. But if it's an apple and it exceeded its maximum, I print an orange, else it's an apple. And I print in using this inner HTML here. Then I print the garden. I change the image using image tag and src of this, then convert. So I take 1 rupee and convert it into dollars, which is 0.150, and I take $1 and convert it into Indian rupee and calculate a 67.2. So I take this value from the select index and select the index value, and the index value, whatever value is there in the particular index, I save it in a variable called value. Like the index of Indian rupee is 0 and the index of US dollar is 1, so I take that index. Now from that index I take the value. Value is Indian rupee and value is US dollars. Then I take the data and I convert the data is taken from here, and I convert it into currency, and it float in currency. And if it's a 0, that means it's an Indian rupee, and I need to convert it into a dollar, so I multiply with 0.15. and if it's an Indian rupee, I convert it into a rupee and multiply with, and then print it using the inner HTML. And the image heads and tails, as you can see, if I click flip, it flips and the head count becomes 1 and the head comes. If it's an head again, the head total increases. If it's a head, so as you can see, when the tail comes, the tail count increases. So as you can see, I initially give heads and tails as 0, then I generate two numbers, 0 and 1. For 0 I say it's an heads, and for 1 I say it's a tails. If it's an heads, I increase the head count and I print the value of the head and change the image using the src keyword and the image name. Same goes with the tails. If it's a tail, I increase the tails value and I change the image into tails. Then cake order, initially I gave them as 0, so I need 1 cake, 2 kg cake and 1 2 kg chicken, and I give tip 10%. I calculate the order and the cost is 990. So here I create an event listener for the order, which is a click for the button order, and it calls the function order. Whenever the submit id button is clicked, an order function is called. So I take the initial one for the value half. If it's, I give the IDs small, medium and large, and I take those values and convert them into int and calculate the tip using the query selector, that is a class or an ID. This is a query. Input name tip, if it's whatever is checked, I take that value, which is 10, 15 or 20, take that value, convert it into int and calculate the total, and the total tip is calculated by 100, and I change the total and add the total tip to it, and I print the total rupees using .inner HTML. That's it, and thank you.